To counter your opponent choking you from behind while seated, grab your opponent's thumb and pull it away from your throat. Grab his neck with your free hand. Lean to the side as you pull his neck down and his arm back, freeing your head. Grab his hand with your fingers on his thumb and your thumb on the other edge of his hand. Pull down with your fingers and push up with your thumb as you turn and pull his neck down. Pivot your whole body to get better leverage and free your head. While keeping control of his neck, twist his arm behind his back. Twist the edge of his hand towards his back. To counter your opponent grabbing your collar while seated, grab and twist your opponent's hand to break his grip. Use your forearm to bend his elbow, twisting it in to take him down. Grab his hand with your fingers on his thumb and your thumb against the back of his hand. Twist his hand so his palm faces up, prying his thumb off your collar. Hook his elbow with your wrist and pull in. Twist the hand and pull his elbow, making his forearm horizontal. Lean your body into the movement, keeping his forearm trapped against your body. To counter your opponent grabbing your collar with both hands, break your opponent's grip and lock his elbow with your forearm. Use your leg on his shoulder to take him down. Grab his wrist, placing your thumb behind his thumb. Pry his fingers up so that his palm faces up. Hyperextend his arm with your forearm, rolling his shoulder forward. Use your leg to pin his shoulder to the floor. Lean your body to the side for the arm lock. Follow this momentum with your leg, shifting from sitting on a chair to kneeling on the floor. To counter your opponent grabbing your hand when seated next to you, grab his wrist with your free hand. Use your forearm to hyperextend his elbow, keeping his hand locked to your wrist. Slide your forearm up his arm to pin his shoulder to the floor. Follow your opponent down, staying close to his body so as not to overextend your grip. Press down with your forearm while twisting his wrist back. To counter your opponent placing his arm around your shoulders, trap his arm by wrapping your arm around his. Use your palm of your free hand to press his chin back to hyperextend his neck. Squeeze his arm above his elbow with your armpit. Standing up will increase your leverage for pressing back his chin. To counter your opponent grabbing and punching you, block his punch with your closer hand. Use your other hand to press his elbow up as you bring his wrist down behind his shoulder. Press his elbow to his opposite shoulder to jam his arm. Trap his grabbing hand underneath your armpit. To counter your opponent choking you from behind while kneeling, grab his hand and clear your airway. Turn your body to throw him over you. Grab his hand, pulling his thumb down to twist his arm. Twist the little finger side of his hand toward the center of his back. In this variation, pull his arm down and twist to free your head. Bring his hand behind his back and press his shoulder to the ground. Twist his little finger up as you use your other hand to pull his shoulder forward. Bring his thumb to the center of his back, pushing it towards his neck. In this variation, grab his wrist and shoulder and throw your opponent over your back. Roll with him so that you continue to twist his arm. Lean your whole upper body into the throw. Keeping hold of his wrist and shoulder, pin his torso with your elbow and twist the back of his hand to the floor. To counter your opponent kicking you when you are lying on the floor, block with your forearm and catch his ankle with your other hand. Grab his ankle with both hands and roll your body over to take him down. After grabbing his ankle, keep your arms locked in front of you and use the weight of your rolling body to throw your opponent. While kicking, your opponent's balance is on one leg. Since you are already on the floor, your balance is not adequate. Finish with your stomach on the ground. To counter your opponent trapping your legs and punching you, block his punches in such a manner to cross his arms. Pull him forward, then twist and lock his arms to pin him. As you apply the arm twist, use your legs to assist you, first by upsetting his balance, then second by pinning his arms. Twist his arms so that his elbows are locked within each other. This will lock his entire upper body, making him vulnerable to the takedown. To counter your opponent punching you from the front, grab his fist with both hands and twist his thumb out. Roll your body, using all your weight to twist his arm. Use your knee to assist in the arm lock by pressing the shoulder down to the floor. Lock his upper arm with your leg as you press his palm to the floor. To counter your opponent punching you from behind, trap his wrist, then hyperextend his elbow. Pin his shoulder with your knee. In this variation of the front punch, grab his wrist and hyperextend his wrist and elbow the other direction, pinning his shoulder to the floor. In the punch from behind, turn your face to your opponent as you block. Use your other forearm to hyperextend his elbow, pressing it to the floor. In this variation, grab your opponent's fist and twist it using your whole body to turn into the twist. Twist his arm so the back of his hand faces the ground, pinning his upper arm with your knee. To counter your opponent choking you while straddling you, focus on one arm by grabbing his hand and hyperextending his elbow. Twist and roll to bring his shoulder to the floor. Place your thumb by his thumb and pry the little finger side of his hand up with your fingers. Keep twisting his hand as you press his elbow. Bend your knee to push your body into the roll. Finish with the little finger side of his hand to the floor, pressing his elbow down with your palm. To counter your opponent restraining your hands while straddling you, slide one hand up and trap his elbow. Roll and hyperextend his elbow using your armpit and elbow. Lift your knee as you slide your elbow to loosen his hold on that side of your body. Use your body weight to lean in on his elbow for the pin. In this variation, grab your opponent's wrists with your hands and his elbows with your feet. Pull him back with your legs, rolling to the side. Finish with an elbow strike to the inner thigh. As you pull him back with your legs, maintain control of his wrists. Secure both wrists in one hand before the elbow strike. To counter your opponent choking you while straddling you from behind, roll sideways while extending one arm. Follow the momentum of the roll and press his elbow to the ground. Maintain contact with your opponent's arm as you roll with your extended arm so that his hands end up underneath you. Use your other hand to press his elbow down. Use your legs to help you roll. Roll in one fluent motion. The ground flower, or golden leg scissors, is an exercise that can be applied to numerous takedown techniques. Begin lying on your side. Make an outside crescent kick with your upper leg, following this movement with your arm. Continue with an inside crescent kick with your other leg, also following this movement with your other arm. Finish by bringing your lower leg forward so it makes a scissoring movement with the inside crescent of your other leg. This movement is practiced on both sides of the body. Each movement begins with your weight on one hip, then it travels up to your shoulder, where you roll to your other side. Then your weight travels down from your shoulders to your other hip. Keep all 4 limbs extended during this movement. Lean forward with your upper torso between each repetition. Practicing this exercise will help with the following Qi-Na ground techniques. Here is the ground flower technique at normal speed. Use your hands to help you between each repetition. To counter your opponent stomping on your legs, spread your legs to evade the stomp. Swing your legs back for the takedown. Hook his ankle with your lower foot and strike his knee with the back of your heel. Keep his leg pinned with your legs. Straighten your upper leg to increase your leverage. Hook his foot by keeping your lower leg next to the ground. In this variation, hook your opponent's foot in the same manner as before. Kick his knee with the bottom of your foot to take him down. The main difference between these methods is the angle of the strike from the upper leg. Striking at the front of the knee against the bend of the joint will give the strongest angle. To counter your opponent punching you, block and trap his fist. Use your leg to hyperextend his elbow and take him down. Your arm and leg move in the same direction as in the ground flower exercises. Slide your leg up to pin his shoulder to the floor. Turn his wrist so that the back of his elbow faces your oncoming leg. Roll your body over to bring your entire body weight to bear on his arm. In this variation, trap your opponent's fist as before, then use the leg movements from the ground flower exercise to take him down. This technique incorporates the entire ground flower exercise. Place your upper leg on his hip while sweeping out his foot with your other leg. Keep your legs extended. Use your legs to turn your opponent's leg upside down. Utilize the momentum of your body rolling over more than your leg's strength. To counter your opponent kicking you, deflect his leg to the other side of your body, sneaking your leg behind his leg. Use the leg scissors to trap his foreleg and take him down. This leg technique is based again on the ground floor exercise. As with many of the movements of Kung Fu, one exercise has a variety of applications depending upon the circumstances. Deflecting the kick sets up your opponent for the takedown. Use the circular leg movement of the ground floor to absorb the linear attack of the kick. To counter your opponent's high punch, duck underneath and seize his leg. Hyperextend his knee to take him down, then twist and lock his leg. Grab behind his ankle, then use your forearm to press his knee forward. Slide both hands to his ankle, twisting his heel in towards his center. You can use your knee to lock his hip when twisting his leg. Lift his foot as you press the inside of his knee down. This controls his foreleg. To counter your opponent's kick, grab his ankle for the block. Hook his knee with your forearm and twist to take him down. Hyperflex his knee to pin him. To take him down, lift his ankle higher than his knee as you pull his knee to the side. Press his foot to his hip to lock his leg. Step in and behind your opponent as you take him down. Sink down with him for the pin. Pull his leg back to hyperextend his hip for the pin. To counter this technique, grab your opponent's shoulder for balance, then slide in with the leg scissors to take him down. Wrap your legs around his leg to pin him. If he tries to punch, grab his fist and twist it so that you can press his elbow to the floor. This will work for both punches. Use your entire body weight to bring him down, pulling his shoulder as you slide. Press his elbows to the floor so that the crease faces down. To take down your opponent with a leg scissors attack, slide your legs around your opponent's front leg. Place your upper leg in front of his knee and your lower leg behind his foot. Apply the leg scissors across his knee and ankle, keeping your legs straight. Slide in, extending your body horizontally to disperse the energy of your fall. Use your hands to help absorb the fall. Keep your hands on one side of your body. Swing your legs in one fluent motion so that your lower leg moves continuously. Once your hips touch the ground, apply the leg scissors. If your opponent attempts to escape by lifting his leg, take him down by scissoring the other direction. Follow through by rolling your body to pin his leg. Kick the back of his knee with your upper leg while you strike the front of his ankle with the heel of your lower leg. Hyperflex his knee with your legs by rolling to a sitting position. Once you gain control of his ankle and knee, keep turning your body to twist his foreleg. Press his foot to his hip while controlling his knee to pin his leg. Making his forearm horizontal. Lean your body into the movement, keeping his forearm trapped against your body. To counter your opponent grabbing your collar with both hands, break your opponent's grip and lock his elbow with your forearm. Use your leg on his shoulder to take him down. Grab his wrist, placing your thumb behind his thumb. Pry his fingers up so that his palm faces up. Hyper arm to bend his elbow, twisting it in to take him down. Grab his hand with your fingers on his thumb and your thumb against the back of his hand. Twist his hand so his palm faces up, prying his thumb off your collar. Hook his elbow with your wrist and pull in. Twist a hand and pull his elbow. To counter your opponent choking you from behind while seated, grab your opponent's thumb and pull it away from your throat. Grab his neck with your free hand. Lean to the side as you pull his neck down and his arm back, freeing your head. Grab his hand with your fingers on his thumb and your thumb on the other edge of his hand. Pull down with your fingers and push up with your thumb as you turn and pull his neck down. Pivot your whole body to get better leverage and free your head. While keeping control of his neck, twist his arm behind his back. Twist the edge of his hand towards his back. To counter your opponent grabbing your collar while seated, grab and twist your opponent's hand to break his grip. Use your forearm to extend his arm with your forearm, rolling his shoulder forward. Use your leg to pin his shoulder to the floor. Lean your body to the side for the arm lock. Follow this momentum with your leg, shifting from sitting on a chair to kneeling on the floor. To counter your opponent grabbing your hand when seated next to you, grab